off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's up, what's up, what's up? All right, what is up, everyone, and welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Monday, March the 20th, man. Let's go. Just like that, we are 11 days away from April, man. How crazy is that? Let's go. Listen, we got some catching up to do today. We talked about the free agency grades on Friday, and your boy wasn't feeling like he is now. I'm feeling a whole lot better now. The Lions made a sneaky good move on Sunday night, last night, out of the shadows. It's about 8:15. We signed probably one of the most coveted free agents left, CJ Gardner-Johnson, 25-year-old safety, and he's happy to be here. We got to talk about how that went down in Philly, at least how they say it went down, and he chose Detroit. Yeah, buddy. The Detroit Lions are a destination. Brad Holmes restructures Romeo Okwara's salary, bumped it from 15, I want to say, to 5. He freed up $10 million approximately in cap space. The Lions might have some moves still on their mind. DJ Chark, what is he doing? Do you want to be in Detroit or don't you want to be in Detroit? Make up your mind, big dog. Are the Lions playing chicken with him or he playing chicken with the Lions? What's the dealio? Good afternoon, everybody. What's up, Aaron, Orlando, Manny, Stanley? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, D? What's going on, Phantom Lion, Mr. Poole? Braylon with the dono. How did I miss that? Says Romeo Okwara agreed to take a pay cut and will stay with the Lions. First of all, I appreciate that, my man. And yes, he did. Bobby Wagner, Leonard Ford. Every time Mr. Poole says, remind him or let him know, he's always in here. And then when I don't let him know, the notification don't go out. So how crazy is that? But I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I'm going to make a goal today. My goal today is not to go off on anyone. That is my goal today, man. Is to not let my temperature get to 98 degrees and rising, man. All right. What a show, man. What a weekend. What a free agency. And the Lions still got moves to make, man. We still got. Can we get a B-Wags? Could we get a B-Wags, man? Can we get a backup quarterback? I know a lot of y'all was talking about Wentz. We got to talk about what should the Lions do if they're sitting there at 6, and so is Bryce Young. Oh, man. Just some stuff, man. Do the Lions still need a defensive end? since they're keeping Romeo. The Carolina Panthers said they are not interested in Lamar Jackson, but there is a NFC North team that has been rumored to be, and it is not your Detroit Lions. Lamar Jackson. Oh, man. There's another NFC team that he's as rumored to maybe be in the mix. Braylon says we going to run the North. Just got to say the magic words to get a rise out of Derek. Mr. Poole, you are a mess, man. We came up out the shadows like the Dark Knight. Hey, that's facts, bro. That is facts. Aaron says unless it's necessary. Mr. Poole says, I bet you. No, there's some other magic words, man. You know. Hey, Mr. Poole, you know what they are, bro. But we're going to try to avoid all that today. Okay? All right, so let's talk about the biggest news of the day, of the weekend, okay? This right here is giant. Okay, y'all know how I felt about the defense. And if you haven't been around for as long as I've been on YouTube, then you don't really know that I have been talking about defense and backup quarterbacks forever. I was in a YouTube group called the DSA. This is 2019. And I was talking about a backup quarterback. And I was talking about how you have to be able or willing to spend money to get a suitable backup quarterback. Most of the time, you have a quarterback that was a starter at one point, and they have been demoted because of position, just the lack of positions. There's a better person. There's only 32 of these jobs at the NFL. 32 of these jobs, bro. You have to be one of the best 32. Even to be a backup, you should be one of the best 64 in the world. But we know that wasn't the case with Tim Boyle or David Blau, right? They belong in the minor league. That's where they need to go. However, hold on, one of my fellas is asking me something. Hold on. All right. But we have talked about the backup quarterback. And back in those days, in 2019, the early days of Detroit Lions on YouTube, I remember being assassinated by not only the members of the group, but the chat as well. Because one thing I learned about YouTube is it's like a hive mentality a lot of the times. There's like a hive. You got a creator saying one thing, and then a hive mind will start and stuff like that. And I'm no part of a hive mind, okay? I got my own, right? But we've seen what no quarterback does. Now, it's very rare with our offensive line that Jared Goff, it's a very low probability that he will get injured with the offensive line that we have. We saw him get creamed a couple times last year. We saw him, I remember when he got up and was wincing, and I was like, oh boy. We collectively held our breath because our backup quarterback was Nate Sudfeld, and that fool was on the sideline warming up. I think Jared might have come out, and he handed the ball off, and then Jared was back in. Jared goes down, we're done. So I want a backup quarterback. But the biggest news of the night is, listen, I got to give Brad Holmes all the credit in the world. Hey, what's up, Rainbow Girl? What is going on? I have to give this man all the credit in the world. Now, I want y'all to remember something. I'm a fan.
Butterfly in the sky.
And I'm going to let my emotions speak. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not, okay? But I'm going to let that emotion sometimes dictate what I say because I want to win. I want to win. If I see things that need improvement, I'm going to say them. All right? Brad Holmes is a monster. He is a monster. I mean, this guy deserves at this moment, I think that he has earned all the credit at this point. Not to take any away from Dan Campbell. The reason I'm not focusing on Dan Campbell has his time to shine. It's September, right when the draft is over and that season starts. Brad Holmes disappears. This is Brad Holmes' time to cook. It ain't about Dan Campbell. It's about Brad Holmes. This is where Brad Holmes makes his money. This is where he earns our trust. This is where he helped the Detroit Lions win games. And that's exactly what he's doing. Okay? This guy has been able to, the only one of the 5 or 6 that I thought they were going to cut, I thought they were going to cut all of them. They cut Michael Brocker, saved $10 million. Big V is still on the team. Rumor is he's going to restructure. Hasn't done it yet, but it could be coming. Romeo's came today. Okay? Romeo's came today. Charles Harris. And you know what this means? This is what this means to me. My wife is on the phone. I got to remember. Okay, so this is what this means to me. That's another reason I'm going to try not to go off. Brad Holmes, probably, these guys were on the cap cutting board. They absolutely were. Because Charles Harris restructured. Romeo restructured. Everybody that was slated to be potential casualty cap casualties, right? Salary cap. I keep doing that. Salary cap casualties. Everyone on that list has come into question. They've restructured with a couple of them. They cut one, restructured 2. We still got Cephas. We still got Big V. Brad Holmes is doing his thing, man. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Eduardo? What's going on, KD? You should play the Detroit song on all your videos. Justin May the Rapper. I would do that, but that is a copyright written song, and that will take, that will give them all the AdSense from every video I make. Jeff Berg says villain time. Yeah, we got to talk about that too. But let's have our first segment, and let's talk about the guy that we brought in last night. Because this right here is game changing. Your Detroit Lions, your general manager, Brad Holmes, pulled off a monster power move last night. I'm picking up my kid all week long for literally 1 week now. When the tampering period opened last week, Monday, my phone has been glued to my hand. I stayed home Monday. I stayed home Tuesday. I stayed home Wednesday. I stayed home Thursday. Was able to break the news. Very, very good week for Detroit Lions Syndicate. Friday, I had to work. Saturday, I had to work. Got a little quiet in Detroit Lions land. I got a little antsy because we still need a linebacker. We still needed a safety. We still need a backup quarterback. I got a little antsy. I thought the Lions could possibly be done. Our money was getting thin. I go pick up my kid. First, I go to Target, and then I take way too long in Target. I go get the kid. I get in a car, and I have a notification. That notification says 3 minutes ago, the Detroit Lions signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson, 25-year-old, fifth-year safety, a dog. Y'all talked about Jalen Ramsey and him not fitting this team. CJ brought up his name today. This guy is in people's faces. He's in their head. And he's a dog. He plays for our team. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was coveted. He was probably one of the best remaining free agents. Young guy, played under Dan Campbell in New Orleans. He has familiarity with Bob Quinn, Lord have mercy, Aaron Glenn, right? So this isn't brand new for him. GM Brad Holmes, after 2 days, we brought back Michael Badgley, so we did some quiet things. We go and we get C.J. Gardner-Johnson. The irony of this whole thing is last night, that was going to be my video. My video was going to be about us rumored to be in play for him. It was us, the Eagles, and one other team. Usually when you hear these rumors, you wonder, are they true? They were. Now, how C.J. Gardner-Johnson got here is something, I got to give it up, bro. I got to give it up to Brad Holmes, because Brad Holmes, the Detroit Lions, ladies and gentlemen, are becoming a destination. You understand what I'm saying? Not the place that your career goes to die, but a destination. Philadelphia tried to sign him early in free agency. They offered him a deal. He turned it down. They then prioritized Bradbury, had that Slay drama. They signed him. They tried to come back around to CJ. And here's the killer. The Philadelphia Eagles declined to match what the Detroit Lions offer was, which is $6 million, is $8 million, 6.5 guaranteed. Okay, 1-year deal. They decided not to match. CJ Gardner-Johnson tweeted out on Saturday, the disrespect is real. And like I said in my video, what goes on the internet stays on the internet. The internet had a screenshot. It was out there. He deleted it 30 minutes later. He mentioned it today in the press conference. He said, it ain't about the organization. It ain't about the people. It's about providing for your family. It's about the money. But more importantly, he had an opportunity for what they say is he played with the market. He's doing like DJ Chark is doing right now. He still could have gone anywhere else he wanted to. He wanted to come here. He wanted to play with the young guys. They asked him today in the press conference what was appealing about this team. He said the youth. Don't forget the Detroit Lions ended the season as the second youngest team in the National Football League. But what I like is he spoke like he was mature. And speaking of mature, we got something to talk about. But I'm going to save that. I don't want to mess up. I'm going to say, it's going to be juicy. So don't go nowhere. The Detroit Lions are becoming a destination. Zay says Philly wanted to backload most of his money on the third year, I heard. That is exactly right. It was a 3-year deal. It was $24 or $25 million. $17 million came in year 3. So that means year 1 and 2, it was $8 million, somewhere around there, 7 or 8. $17 million came in year 3. He was an unrestricted free agent. He was traded from the New Orleans Saints after year 3. They gave him a big deal, but he was traded. And then he was a free agent. And this guy helped the Eagles go to the Super Bowl. He had 6 interceptions in 12 games for an average of 1 pick every other game. He's excited to be out there with other dogs. Now we got some dogs in that secondary. Cam Sutton, dog. Emmanuel Mosley, when he healthy, dog. Kirby Joseph, Aaron Rodgers' father. Okay, I said it right this time. Y'all was on my head yesterday. Good Lord. I'm old, man. I'm old. I don't know what the kids are saying nowadays. The Detroit Lions are becoming a destination. Hey, Orlando, facts. He ended his press conference by saying this: lead by example, do more, talk less. I was like, mic drop. He talked about how much he's matured, how that you have to be a different player from year 1 to year 4. He's going into year 5. This guy is a dog. And I have to give it up to my GM. You always going to hear me be angry, bro. That's just how I'm like the Incredible Hulk. That's how it is. Especially when it comes to this team. Players used to come here to fall off. Now they come here to prove themselves. Straight villain mentality. Facts. 1-year deal. Now, to me, it's not a prove-it deal. C.J. Johnson Gardner is not a prove-it deal. He is a steal of a deal. He's not a Deshaun Elliott who proved it, went to Miami. Good for him. He's not a Mike Hughes who's, I don't know where he at right now. I don't think he got picked up. This was not a prove-it deal from Brad Holmes. He's already proved it. This was a move by Brad Holmes saying, listen, we ain't coming. We already here. Let me get this defense right, and we here. I'm going here. You better put that back foot down, dog. I'm coming here. I'm going here. That's what Brad Holmes is saying. Let me know if you get the reference in the comment section. This is the move that got me excited because now, since Detroit Lions, wait, let's not take anything away from Cam Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley, David Montgomery, destination, ladies and gentlemen. The Detroit Lions have become a destination. Now, I'll end the segment by saying this. I end the segment by saying this. There is a little bit of money left. Still got a big V restructure coming, right? That's what the rumor is. Brad Holmes is doing his thing. Could C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley, Cam Sutton, David Montgomery, could they lure in someone else? There's only 2 more people on the market that I want. He was one of them. 2 more people. I know what y'all going to say. One is B-Wags, but that's only if he want to come here. And the other one is Carson Wentz. Hey, don't at me. Let me know what you think in the comments below of Brad Holmes pulling off a stunner Sunday night while everybody was in their bed. He was stealing from free agency. Brad Holmes, man, I'm telling you. Every time I'm feeling some type of way, he do his thing. Keep doing your thing, Brad. This is big, y'all. This whole thing is big. Okay, Eric, what you say, man? You came in here saying something. Hold on. Let me minimize this. Eric said, I hope I'm wrong, but what plays do you need to see that you're thinking, dang, he did that on his own? Okay, what are we talking about? That money is for rookie signing. Wagner is letting teams wine and dine him. Well, he can do that. When you 33, I guess you need to do that. This guy. Wentz is not a DC guy. How we know Wentz ain't a DC guy? Tony Odell ain't coming here, bro. Odell Beckham Jr. is not coming here. He is the wide receiver Jalen Ramsey. He's not coming here, bro. You said what plays do I need to see? What kind of question is that, Eric? I don't understand your question. I mean, of course, if you're talking about did he do it alone, of course not. He had a team. But what I like is what I see is what I like. He's got that dog mentality, bro. Always around the ball. That's the kind of safety you want. You want a safety that's always around the ball. Okay, so when it comes to Odell, I saw over the weekend that Beckham said that he said somebody quoted me saying that I want 20, and I never said that. He said, but 4 is too little. He's saying 4 is too little. I'm not saying we gonna get these guys. I'm not saying that they're coming here, but we still need a linebacker, and there's none left. There's a Miles Jack. I'll take a Miles Jack. I would take a Miles Jack as well. What's up, Marcus? Been a minute, bro. Chark is a much better option than Odell. Speaking of DJ Chark, let's talk about Big DJ, bro. Let's talk about Big DJ Chark because I'm feeling some type of way right now. Okay, Miles Jack where did he go? Who signed Miles? Who signed Miles Jack? And where was I at? Fearless says Chark is a Panther, unfortunately. Okay, we'll get that soon as I hear where Miles went, because I completely missed that. Who signed Miles Jack? Because he has shown no leadership in any place he's played, like Russell Wilson. Wait, who are we talking about? Oh, I wonder what kind of money they would need to pay Carson Wentz for a backup. He works all day long. Thank you, SW. I swear, bro, me and you the only two, and Rainbow Girl, because she said it earlier on Friday's show, have you seen who we're working with when it comes to backup quarterback? I have seen, why don't we trade for Matt Corral? Why don't we trade? Matter of fact, we're going to talk about that. Okay. Nick says Miles Jack is still a free agent. Yeah, that's what I thought, Braylon. That's what I thought. Okay, so I think what Fearless meant when he said Chark is Chark is a Panther is that Chark has not decided yet, but the Panthers are still in play. Sammy says, I don't mind Carson Wentz, but I got to leave some position to the draft. Miles Jack sucks. Dude is a constant disappointment. Well, we need some help at linebacker. We lost, what's his name? Is it Chris Board? One of them is a Patriot. One of our, fill-in linebackers, I want to say he was 4th or 5th, is now a New England Patriot. He signed a quite a hefty deal, I believe. Is Jack any good anymore? I mean, he's okay. He's okay. I mean, but that's all we have is okay. And it's when you look at linebackers, it's not a ton out. It's not a bunch of difference makers. It's really one. It's really one. His name is Bobby Wagner. That's it. That's it. I just would like to see one more move other than Alex Anzalone. All right, so let's do this. Since y'all brought up quarterback, we still got to talk about DJ Chark, and we still got to talk about something yesterday, which I think this video here, this video I'm making on Syndicate, but I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek because I know that these two videos, what I do over here doesn't affect what happens over there. But I'm going to give y'all who watching this show right now a sneak peek. I can't play the audio because I got to edit that audio, but I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek of what one of our players did last night on his Instagram or some social media thing. And, yeah, we're going to talk about that too. All right. Maybe the Lions are banking on Barnes having a coming out party. They could be, Marcus. They very well could be. Barnes kind of was overshadowed last year after a disappointing rookie season. I mean, wasn't he part of a trade-up in that 2021 NFL draft? Speaking of NFL draft, there's a place. If you guys live in Michigan, and if you are local, like to me, and you are a resident that is close to Novi, where 12 Oaks is at, I want you to tell me if you know about this place. I think it's called The Hub, something like that. It's like a sports spot. So I deliver, like with Uber Eats, Grubhub, stuff like that. I pick up something from Bar Louie, and I see this new spot. It's called The Hub or something like that. And I'm like, man, what is this? Long story short, I was thinking like, man, I've been talking Detroit Lions for 5 years now, and I have always wanted to be bigger, meaning bigger and better. I didn't want to just be sitting in my basement, right? This place is called The Hub, and I know I have about a month to put this together, but I'm thinking about having a draft party. Not, I'm not hosting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm there, I'm streaming, you come if you want to. That type of thing. Ford Field, I think you need to be a season ticket holder. They're having a watch party for day one. We've already had them in our basement. That we do that, man. I do that online, but I was like, bruh, I'm ready to have some ambience, man. I'm ready to have some ambience. So I don't know if anybody has been there or to any, it's like, I don't know if it's called the Sports Hub or the Hub, but they got like curling. They got little spots you can rent, stuff like that. So let me know. What's up, Michael Johnson? Okay, so we were talking about backup quarterback, and I want to know what y'all think about this. And this is why I am big on Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz would cost little to no money, and he gives zero. He costs zero trade capital. Zero. The Detroit Lions are pretty much out of the market for anybody. Brad Holmes, the only time he trading is the draft. He didn't trade for Ramsey. Ramsey, in my belief, was the only person Brad was going to trade for. I think he was. That didn't happen. He's not going to make another one. So us trading for somebody is not going to happen to me, especially a backup quarterback. So that's why Wentz is very appealing. Wentz now, understand this about Carson Wentz. They got a story on Netflix about the history of that. Lord have mercy. Listen to this. Carson Wentz went from drafted the spot after Jared Goff. He was the 2016 Marcus Mariota. Isn't it ironic that out of the 4 quarterbacks taken, number 1 and 2 overall in 2015 and 2016, there's only one that's a starter, and that is our quarterback, Jared Goff. Jared Goff is the only starter out of Jameson Winston, Marcus Mariota, and Carson Wentz. That would be something to see. Carson Wentz went from the Philadelphia Eagles to the, in 1 year, to the, Indianapolis Colts in year 2, to the Washington Commanders / football team in year 3. Carson Wentz will be on his 4th team in 4 years. He is going to cost nothing. Marcus says, I'll take Teddy Bridgewater, a.k.a. Two Gloves. Nick says Wentz wasn't that bad on the Colts. Hold on. Something just came out. Okay, the Bills have agreed to terms with Trent Sherfield. All right. Nick, to be honest with you, bro, I think the biggest reason that he was not the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts is because they let the Jacksonville Jaguars beat them and keep them out the playoffs. I think if Carson Wentz wins that game and they go to the playoffs and they don't lose to the first overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguars, who got Trayvon Walker, Carson Wentz in 2022 would have been, in my opinion, an Indianapolis Colt. Maybe it all worked out because now they're in a position to get the quarterback of the future. Maybe if Wentz is there, they don't have that possibility. So everything happens the way it's supposed to. But let's talk about it. We talked about Carson. That's the guy I want to see here. Listen, Carson Wentz is leaps and bounds better than anyone we have on this, that we would have on this roster. Y'all keep talking about Josh Dobbs. The Lions partied with Josh Dobbs. They literally chose Nate Sudfeld over Josh Dobbs. Why? Excuse me. I've been waiting on that. Why would they bring him back? Kool-Aid and Cornbread says, I've heard Tom Kennedy can sling the ball. Yeah, he threw I think it was 2021. He threw a touchdown to somebody, didn't he? Danny Amendola could throw that thing too. But we don't need an emergency quarterback, bro. We need a backup. So for me, Wentz would never see the field. And if Jared Goff, God forbid, went down, I would not say the season was over. I would say Carson can get us some wins. He can hold the spot down until Jared Goff returns. I'm not saying there's going to be, and imagine, listen, y'all always wanted somebody to push Jared Goff. What better person to push Jared Goff than the guy that was drafted right after him? This will be big. In my opinion, it would make Jared Goff better. Jared Goff ain't scared of no rookie. Only rookie Jared Goff would be scared of is Bryce Young. That's it. He wouldn't be scared of Anthony Richardson. He wouldn't be scared. Well, he might be a little intimidated. Only one of them top. If you draft, if the Lions take a quarterback at 6, then he'd be nervous. He's not gonna be afraid of that 1 at 18. Jared Goff is a vet, bro. He's been in this league for what is he, year 8 now? He's a veteran. And you know what? Jared Goff got the swag, bro. It's been a minute since we talked about him. He got the swag, and I'm happy for it. Getting the credit he deserves. He the only one out of them 4 quarterbacks starting. The only one. Jameis Winston didn't even attempt to try free agency. He was like, yeah, I guess I'll stay in my lane. I'll stay in my lane. I won't even move. I love it here. Yeah, I'll back up Derek Carr. Who cares? Right? Just fix me a W with a side of cheese. I want extra cheese on my W. That's it. C. Pool says Wentz will be money. I don't know, bro. And listen, and if you talking about $4-5 million, give it to him. Give it to him. Why not? You gotta pay for quarterbacks that's gonna win you games. You do. That's the argument I was having with the DSA back in 2019. You have to pay. My mama always said you get what you pay for. I don't understand that, man. We want to. Okay, let me bring it down. I don't understand that. Brad Holmes is getting quality free agents for a steal, so he's capable of doing it. But do you realize that you get what you pay for? Does anybody want to see Jeff Driscoll, David Blau, Tim Boyle, Nate Sudfeld, Chase Daniel on this team? And Chase Daniel is the biggest thief of all of them. Come on, man. I don't understand this. Yes, he's going to cost money. The better you play, the more money you make. Because I guarantee you put me up in there and you pay me a couple thousand, you ain't winning a game. Why? Because they got what they paid for. Come on, man. If you go to a steakhouse, you gonna get, and you pay, man, y'all listen. Y'all ever been to a restaurant where it ain't no decimal on the menu? Have you ever been to that restaurant, y'all? I know you have. You've been to the restaurant where it's just a solid whole number. A whole number. There is no decimal. Jay Alexander, prime example. Yeah, I like to see us draft a backup. We can do that. CBS did a mock trade yesterday where we drafted, the Raiders drafted with us. We gave them 6, they gave us 7, and we got the 70th pick. And I'm going to tell you what, if Will Anderson is gone, Bryce Young is gone, CJ Stroud is gone, and Tyree is gone, I take it. You move back one spot. Who did we wind up taking? We got Tyree with that spot. We got Tyree at number 7. We picked up an extra third rounder, and we have 2. I said 3 yesterday. I meant 2. We got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 third. We got a stud defensive lineman, and we get an extra third-round pick. I'll take that all day. Hey, Marcus, Josh Rosen. The one thing, I was rooting for Rosen really hard. Here's the one thing about Josh that concerns me. I like that. The thing that concerns me about Josh, though, is his confidence. Josh Rosen was the 10th overall pick in 2018. And they threw him in the trash, bro. They threw him in the trash. Now, here's what, you know what? Hey, who said that? Marcus. That's solid, bro. I don't think they're going to do it. He would cost nothing. Here's what I would like to see. If we went after Josh Rosen, I would not trust him right now at all. However, if let's say we got him this week, he spent time with Jared Goff in the offseason. I think he could be solid. Because who better than to mentor and help get his mind right than Jared Goff? Another discarded top 10 pick that was thrown in the trash, bro, by his team. Now, when somebody is done like that, it's called the Rosen effect. This dude got a whole thing. See, so now we got people pro Rosen and anti-Golf, and anti-Wentz, and then we got anti-Wentz and pro Rosen. I would prefer Wentz over Rosen. But Rosen would cost a fraction of what Wentz would, and we got to get him early. We have to get him early. I think the biggest thing with Rosen is his confidence. I believe that. And he has, Marcus. He has. But you know what he hasn't done a lot of? Playing games. And if you're a backup quarterback, you can't have wavering faith in your abilities. I remember watching him in the 2021 preseason. He was with the Atlanta Falcons. It was him and Ben DiNucci. And Rosen got like a couple quarters, and then DiNucci got the other ones. And Rosen came in, was looking fly. I mean, bullets, boom, 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 and then just caved. They yanked him out, and they yanked him out early, and they put in DiNucci. Scam Newton in the building. What's up, bro? Said, sign me. You a fool, bro. You know you podcasting right now. So you good. Your days in the NFL, unfortunately, are over. That's crazy. What has it been, a year? That is crazy. Cam Newton, man, what a way to go out. You talking about flame out. Cam flamed out. And y'all talking about DeAndre Swift. Cam Newton lasted 10 years, and he is done. MVP 6 years ago, and he fried. All right, let's get into this quarterback talk. That's not that from this article from Fansided. But before we do that, the team that has been linked to Lamar Jackson is the Minnesota Vikings. Now, y'all know I'm not a fan of Lamar Jackson, but I'm also not a fan of him going anywhere in the NFC North. And that's a fact. Now, I'm not saying I would take him over letting him go to Minnesota. The last time we played Lamar, it wasn't really him that beat us. It was our putrid defense. Remember 4th and 19? He beat us with his arm. Or should I say we let him. We let him beat us. We kept Lamar Jackson in check on the ground. And the Minnesota Vikings are rumored to maybe perhaps be looking at Lamar Jackson. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I definitely don't want to see that dude in the North.
Man, he's so crazy, better pick up the phone. Lamar Wilson.
All right, but let's get into it, Mike. Let's get into it. Brad Holmes is cooking, man. I used to hear, let Bob Quinn cook. No. Brad Holmes had said, hold my drink. Hold my drink. Let me show you how it's done. All right? And he doing his thing, but he still got some work to do. Now, everybody knows I'm big on backup quarterback. I'm not backing down, and that's period. That's period. Man, we've been on for 45 minutes. That's crazy. I'm not backing down, okay? So we need a backup quarterback. Right now, I would take it in this order. Backup quarterback, linebacker. If we got Carson Wentz and Bobby Wagner, I'm giving Brad Holmes, free agency period, a A+. An A+. Okay? We get one of those dudes, A-. We get both of them dudes, A+. We upgrade at either position, A+. To me, CJ Gardner-Johnson was the thing that kind of took it over. And now it's icing on the cake. But we need those two things. And again, we are staying with our dude, man, Brad Berriman from Fansided. An article from yesterday, because this is a position that the Detroit Lions still need to fix. Period. Says 3 sneaky moves the Detroit Lions could do to get a backup quarterback. Now, I want you guys to tell me what you think of these. The first sneaky move that the Detroit Lions could do to get a backup quarterback. Okay, y'all ready for this one? Is trade for Trey Lance. The San Francisco 49ers traded up like the Carolina Panthers did with the Chicago Bears 2 years ago and they selected Trey Lance, 3rd overall, after Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. Trey Lance, we knew he was raw. We knew he needed to sit. That was the plan. He did sit year 1. Year 2, they tried to give him a chance. He broke his ankle. We're going into year 3 now, and they're talking about rolling with Brock Purdy. Jimmy G is no longer on the roster. He is a Las Vegas Raider. So I think San Francisco keeps Trey Lance since there's nobody left. But the Detroit Lions can make a sneaky move by trading for Trey Lance. What would it take to bring him to Detroit? Let me see if he says anything. I don't think he gives any compensation, but I don't think that is something the San Francisco 49ers would do. And personally, I'm not trying to trade. I don't think that Brad is trading for anybody. Number 2, another trade. I've been hearing this name a lot because of what's happening. We just talked about the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers moved up to secure any player they want. They need a franchise quarterback. They took one last year in a historically weak quarterback class, where the first quarterback was taken number 20, which is something you rarely see. There was not a quarterback taken again into the 3rd round. His name was Desmond Ridder, I believe. I believe he came out next, and then the quarterback started to come out. The number 2 thing, sneaky thing the Detroit Lions could do is trade for Matt Corral. According to Mike Giardi, this was from a week ago when free agency started. Heard from multiple sources that the Panthers would be willing to move from last year's 3rd round pick, QB Matt Corral. Cost won't be high. You know what I see in Matt Corral? Josh Rosen 2.0. Josh Rosen 2.0. So what are you talking about? He was a 3rd round pick, so you're not going to get anything from that, right? Matt Corral being a 3rd round pick, what do you think the Carolina Panthers are going to want from Matt? It ain't going to be no 3rd round pick, that's for sure. Dude didn't even play last year. I'm thinking the 6th or 7th. Would you trade for Matt Corral for a 7th round pick? All right. And the number 1 sneaky good move that the Detroit Lions could do, or sneaky move, to have a backup quarterback is restricted free agent Tyler Huntley. The poor man's Lamar Jackson. The way they did him is weird because they put a tender on him, but the way his works, they won't receive any compensation. They can match the offer, but if they don't, unlike Lamar, where they would get 2 first-round picks, with him, they get nothing. I mean, out of the 3 of those guys, compensation would be owed in all 3. You've got Trey Lance, you've got Tyler Huntley, and you've got Matt Corral. Which one would you take? Okay. Winning games today, Huntley. Future, Trey Lance. Affordability, Matt Corral. That's how that's going to be. Braylon says first option seems plausible. The Trey Lance? Well, I'm not sure, Eric, because with Tyler Huntley, the only reason they put the tender on him is to match the offer. They don't get any compensation. So he's not a risk to me. There's no draft capital with him. with Trey and Matt, it would be. Matt would be extremely cheap. You would probably get him for a fifth, like Nick was saying. And Trey Lance would probably cost the most, but to me, he probably has the biggest upside. We still don't know what this kid could do. Trey Lance on a 5-year rookie contract. Marcus, very true. And he was drafted 3rd overall, so it's going to be, a little bit hefty. It is. But I'm going to tell you what, it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. That has no bearing. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen rookies, first-round picks, get cut by their original team. I think Jeff Okudah really could be this time next year. I really believe that. But let me know in the comment section below, out of those 3 sneaky moves the Detroit Lions can make for a backup quarterback, who are you taking? For me, I would have to win now. I'd have to say Huntley. Immediate impact, Huntley. Affordability, Coral. And then potential, Trey. But I think the cost will be too high. Yeah, man. I don't know. But see, hey, single dad, I don't know if any of them fit the team. Okay, Solomon. What did he get, a 2-year deal? Because, Tyrod is like, he been on every team, bro. Huntley, what's up, Adam? Says, Tyler Huntley by far cheap and can win games. True. Curl could develop under Ben Johnson with the cost of a QB are getting, and see, that's what I was saying. If we traded for Coral, it would be cheap, both financially and capital-wise, but he definitely would be shook. There's no doubt about it. I'm thinking about something here, and I'm thinking about Jared Goff, and I don't think Jared Goff was done as bad as Rosen. Rosen was like, hey, we're going to take you with the first pick, with the 10th pick. You're going to be our guy. The next year, we sucked so bad, right? We fire our head coach. We're the first-round pick, and we take Kyler Murray. And because it was Kyler Murray, we threw you in the trash. I think Jared Goff can relate. And Jared Goff could bring in Rosen and be like, listen, man, let me show you how to be a professional. Let me show you how to get back. I think, to be honest with you, that Rosen is one of the saddest stories in the last 5 years in the NFL. I truly believe that. And I think that the way he was done is the reason that he is where he is now. You can't get any better if you don't play. And that's another reason. I'm all for Wentz. Wentz ain't getting any better, but he's played. And he's capable of winning games. I mean, I know he ain't do nothing, but the man got a Super Bowl ring. I'm just saying. He was hurt, I'm just saying. This fan said, dude thinks it's a closer Bears fan. Wait, what? Yeah, no one wants to trade for Swift. What's up, Larry? What's good, man? Says they also under Ben Johnson, tutelage could be Jared Goff's successor. Hey, you know what? You know what, Marcus? That's a bold statement. It's a very bold statement. I mean, he would have to have a turnaround like I've never seen. You know what I mean? But that's a bold statement. Okay, we about to get to the juice. All right, how many people we got in here? Okay, we got 120. Oh, my God. Listen, y'all 126, y'all about to get some juice. Okay? Now, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. All right? Because I'm giving y'all some juice. All right? It's like a Wendy Williams segment. That's what this is. Ooh-wee. This probably will be my Detroit Lions Syndicate video. Okay? I might double up and make one over here too. But it's going out on Syndicate first, because that's my baby over there. Okay? By the way, I'm gonna put it out there. Aaron, it is, bro. It's juicy. I'm gonna put it out there. Okay? Woodward Sports, we coming. We coming. Woodward Sports, we coming. Okay? I had a dream. I had a goal to be doing YouTube full time at 45. I'm 43 and a half. I'm on my way. I got a year and a half to get there. Not only that, I have always, from the moment I started talking Detroit Lions through the DSA, through every endeavor, adventure I've always had, I have always wanted to have a sports show. I've always wanted to do exactly what I'm doing now. Except it was always going to be about the people and nothing else. And here, I don't understand how Fox 2 is partnered with Woodward Sports and the stuff they be putting on there. I'm not going to lie. I've clicked on the heavyweights a couple times, and I was like, oh, my God. How is this allowed for children, bro? Like, how are you I don't understand. I don't understand. I've been guilty of a little. I've been clicking. I clicked on them. They the only ones I click on. I can't stand it. Can't stand the lap dogs and all them. But them, I click on them. But Woodward Sports, man, we coming. Okay? We coming. All right. Let's get to the tea. Let's get to the juice. Shout out to my guy, man. Mr. Poole, man. We're going to make this a segment. Okay? Detroit Lions fans, we got to have a conversation, and it's one you're not going to want to hear. It's not one you want to hear, but we got to do it. We got to do it. We've talked about this kid. I've talked about him numerous times. He has been a gold mine for my channel. His name is Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams was drafted 12th overall in 2022, and Lions fans freaked out. He was the best wide receiver in the draft. You know what else he is? He is a young man who has some growing up to do. And oh boy, let me tell you something, y'all. We stay on the internet. Whatever you put on the internet stays on the internet. Trust me. I got videos of me everywhere. You can go find them right now. Other guys are blurred out because they're weak and they're chumps. But me, I'm in the center of it. And it's what goes on the internet stays on the internet. Jameson Williams goes live on some platform yesterday and goes off on Detroit Lions fans and everybody else. Now, I can't play this audio because it's got to be edited. It's got to be edited. This is a PG show. This is a family-friendly show. If it weren't for him being on his account, you couldn't even tell it was him because you couldn't see the brother. But he went off along these words. I'm paraphrasing here because in between this was a whole lot of other stuff. He said after we picked up CJ Gardner-Johnson, I'm assuming this is when this happened. He goes live. And I'm going to make this the PG-13 version. He said, if you ain't messing with the Detroit Lions right now, don't get on the bandwagon. Don't get he said I'm sorry. He said, you know the Lions got like 21 fans. I don't know why he picked the word 21. I don't know, but you know, he is a young kid, so maybe he was from this.
21.
Maybe from them fine days. I don't know.
21.
But he said, and I don't know, bro, Jameson, he seemed like he might have been, you know, maybe having a good time. Maybe, you know, maybe enjoying his Sunday. And he said, paraphrasing here for the family to make this appeal to all audiences. Don't mess. If you ain't messed with the Detroit Lions before, don't mess with them now. Oh, now the full video will be dropping on Detroit Lions Syndicate because we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. I like this kid. I do. I like the swagoo. I like it. But somebody got to get a hold of J-Mo. They got to, man. They have to. I don't mind what he said. I don't mind what he said. He's entitled to speak his mind. .1021 says he didn't do anything wrong. He said, don't be a bandwagoner. We all feel that way. Very true. Very, very true. Okay. What I'm saying, though, listen, I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. What I'm saying is this. Y'all got to remember, y'all, this is the internet. This is the internet. Now, this was on the light side. If, in my honest opinion, J-Mo wasn't himself. He could have been. But after the Lamar Jackson after his random cryptic tweets, and now he's going live when he might not be his full self, I feel like 10 that he's a young kid and he has to remember, as do I, what goes on the internet stays on the internet. That's all I'm saying. And this isn't the first time, ladies and gentlemen, or the last time that this will happen. That is my point. It's not about what he said. It's not really about how he said it. And boy, did he say it. But like I said, y'all will see the video on Syndicate. That's exact. I'm going right into that video as soon as I finish this show. But I got to edit that joint, okay? So what I'm saying is my fear is that eventually he's going to go too far. See, Poole says, I love it. Folks keep saying he's too quiet. I bet we see a bunch of new Lions jerseys. Now, let's go to what he said. I can dig it. My concern wasn't necessarily him going live. You got to remember, y'all, what goes on the internet stays in the internet. When I get in front of you guys, when I do these live streams, I am very aware of what is happening. Okay? I'm not saying that he was intoxicated. I'm not saying that he was inebriated. I'm not saying it seemed like he might have been. I don't know. Okay? I'm pure speculation. When I saw him in Dave & Buster's, he didn't say a word. So I don't even know how he talks on a regular basis. My fear is something down the line. Remember, he flipped the bird to the fans at the Packers. J-Mo might be a concern, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? There, I said it. I said it. I'm saying something y'all don't want to say. He may be a concern. I'm just saying. Maybe it's good Jalen Ramsey ain't here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Jalen might be a bad influence. What I'm saying, but what he said, though, 100. I agree with that, 100. 100. It is so many bandwagon fans. It is ridiculous. Swaggy, bandwagon. Will Upton, bandwagon. Saturday morning inspection, bandwagon. And anybody else who is not a fan of the Detroit Lions making content about the Detroit Lions, bandwagon. The bandwagon is full. CJ Gardner-Johnson, absolutely. Been in everybody's face, Eric. We talked about it. We talked about it. So for me, Jameson need some mentorship. He does. What y'all think is irrelevant. What I think is irrelevant is what's happening. There is a trend here. You have to be careful, is all I'm saying. Somebody recorded that, and now it's out there. I don't even know if he said anything else because it was only a 30-second clip. See this right here? This right here is what y'all... J-Mo's got that young punk in him. Maybe Calvin can mentor him. This is what I love and hate about... Now, let's get back to Woodward. Rainbow Girl, I agree with you. I have clicked on some of their videos. I'm gonna be honest. Whether it's been by mistake or I'm just being nosy. Okay, I don't watch them. They're not a constant. Sometimes I've clicked because you got to watch the competition to some extent. And Adam is disgusting to me. He's disgusting. He is disgusting. All right. Joseph says, nah, it's the fans who hate, watch, and root against golf that really suck. Basically, don't be like Jay Morant. We all know he's a diva, but he still has to prove himself. J-Mo's got that. Okay, I read that one. MCDC will get him to settle down. I thought him and golf had issues, but this just seems like a young person. Eric, that's true, man. But I'm going to tell y'all what. This is what I love and hate about fan bases, is that sometimes we are so on different parts. There is a pattern here developing with J-Mo. Okay? Now, my job, not because I get paid to do it, because I don't get to stay home. So until I can stay home doing this, then it'll come about the money. It ain't about the money. My job is to tell you, right, as a fan, as a person who grew up and lives just outside the city of Detroit, that my fan is to tell you something. My job is to tell you something you may not want to hear. That's my job, okay? My job is to tell you that. And y'all in the comment section telling me he's a kid, right? He's a kid. He's 21 years old. You know what I had at 21? I had a full-time job. I had a car note. I had responsibility, okay? So let's not with this kid stuff. He's in the NFL. He is a superstar. And yes, he is a kid. My son is 13. He's a kid. Eventually, my son will be a 21-year-old grown man. I'm not making a big deal about a live stream that Jameson Williams was on. What I'm making a big deal of is the pattern that he is seeming to follow. Okay? Now, y'all might know a saying, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, then it's Scrooge McDuck. All right? And now, all of a sudden, he's a kid, right? If this is DuckTales, if you hear the theme song, then it's DuckTales. Jameson Williams right now, and I'm going to say it because everybody's scared to, is developing a pattern. But that's all right, though, because I have been right a lot on this platform. I have also been called corny. That's okay. What do the two have to do with each other? People always trying to say, talk, make mention of what I say like it don't matter. Jameis, this is a pattern, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pattern. Y'all ever hear about the boy that cried? I tell my son all the time, son, let me tell you about my son, right? And you talking about what a kid does. Let's talk about a kid. Love my son to death. You're trying to teach him the importance of trust, the importance of why you tell the truth. Are you going to get in trouble? Most likely. Telling the truth does not spare you the punishment of telling the truth. What, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, what is the punishment for not telling the truth? SW Lion says, J-Mo is very young. Someone needs to talk to them. It would be best if it came from a player or coach. I like Cheech and Chong. What is that taste, smell? Okay. I'm looking for a pattern of TDs. Okay. Josh, you looking for that, right? He doesn't have it. Segment says, read what you sow. That's true. As long as it doesn't become detrimental to the team's success. What is the cost of lying? What is something that when you lie, you can't, it doesn't negate necessarily the punishment. Braylon says very steep consequences. It won't affect his on-court performance. So now because it's J-Mo, it's okay, right? But with Jalen Ramsey, y'all ain't want to hear it. He's a diva. He's detrimental to the team. Okay. I see what this is. All right. If you're a liar, what is it that you can't be? Trusted. Can you buy trust, ladies and gentlemen? You cannot. Is lying necessarily going to make you escape the punishment? No. But what can you do if you're not a liar? If you are a liar, you develop trust. So what I'm saying is, if you are a liar, you have a history of lying, you're going to be considered a liar. Jameson Williams needs to relax, ladies and gentlemen. There, I said it. I don't care. And I don't want to hear nothing about Jalen Ramsey at all, about how he would have done this for the team. If it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it's not a chicken. Just like y'all know, certain things going to set me off, right? You already know that. But that's okay. I love this, though. I love putting my opinion in front of tens of thousands of people so y'all can tell me how wrong I am. We all had some growing up to do at 21, but you, my friends, did not grow up in front of the entire world. That is a difference. That is a difference. J-Mo does not have the opportunity to grow up under the radar. Therefore, someone needs to watch and mentor him. That's period. You had a mentor, somebody to look up to, somebody footsteps to follow in. At 21, we all were stupid and dumb. I just now consider myself, to me, I was in my 30s, man, when I finally got life. So I get it. But we didn't have to grow up in front of millions of people. Telling J-Mo to mature is like telling someone to calm down. You're just adding fuel. Well, then that means I hope not. I hope that's not the case. Eric, not in this regard. I'm all for that. But that means he's a rebel, right? That's what that means? Let me tell y'all something. See, I knew y'all was going to do it to me today. I knew y'all was going to do it to me today. You know what? Y'all not going to do it to me today. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Okay. So we talked about C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We talked about the backup quarterback situation. We talked about Jameson Williams, that he has some growing up to do. He's got to be careful. He's growing up in front of millions of people. Period. That's it. We talked about the restructuring of Romeo and the potential moves that are still on the horizon. It's funny because some folks still want Jalen Carter. Because I don't know, man. I'm feeling like some of y'all say stuff to, oh, wow. Okay, another person that takes a pay cut. Well. All right. You just got to let it play out if he's a great fit, or if not, 2 first-rounders. You know what I realized about the internet, y'all, and this and we'll move on to this because I want to talk about this too, is that you ever notice that what I learned about the internet is, and why I wanted to do this, like you talk about the Detroit Lions, when I realized very early on in 2018 that we live in a world where people are afraid. People are afraid to say what they truly feel. You can't say, there are words that you can say that you will disappear into a black hole if you say them. I'm talking about never to be seen from again. Words that 30 years ago we said every day as little children. Not saying they were right, not saying we were right, but that's how fragile the society is today. And what I realize is that I give people a voice. People are afraid to say certain things. They really are. I'm not. I don't care. I don't care. J-Mo needs to grow up. I said it, period. He doesn't get a pass because he's 21. He needs to grow up. Jalen Carter needs to grow up. But I understand totally that My son's childhood is different than mine. It took me a few years to realize that. My son doesn't understand when I was a kid because it's nothing like that. There was no internet. We watched cartoons on Saturday. That was it. The only cable you had was HBO, and all they did is show the same movie every other hour. It's a different time. I'm right in that middle of I can relate to him, and I can also relate to my parents. Right? So I understand that. But as I grew up in a world where there were no tablets, there was no internet all the time. Even now, on the internet, you go to the internet for validation. You don't need the internet for validation, right? It's what do these people think about this? How many likes do I have? I mean, YouTube hid the dislike button because of people's feelings. Mine were in there too. So what I'm saying, y'all, is I'm here to say what needs to be said. I will always be that guy. It's time. Jameson Williams was speaking facts, but he's got to realize my fear is one day he's going to say the wrong thing. He's going to do the wrong thing, and then we're going to be talking about it. And I'm just here to tell you that your Detroit Lions they do not tolerate that. We never have. We are not that team. This is not the LA Rams. We don't tolerate that. Okay, so yes, Jack Fox has restructured his contract coming from Pride of Detroit to free up another $1.6 million. Now we can talk about this guy. That was the perfect lead up. Not the Jameson stuff, but the Jack Fox. Reports are coming out that Jack Fox has restructured his contract to free up $1.6 million coming off of a morning where the Detroit Lions and Romeo O restructured his contract and freed up approximately $10 million. What does that mean? That means that the Lions aren't done. Why free up space if you got all your guys? That means they don't. Now, there's one person that we want back that we have yet to get back. His name is DJ Chark. Now, put it in the comment section. Do you want the Detroit Lions to re-sign DJ Chark? Y for yes, N for no. DJ Chark is playing a game right now. He's playing a game of, let me see what my value is. It has been 1 week. 1 week. What was that, the bare naked ladies? It's been 1 week since the free agency tampering period began. The Lions wrapped up John Kaminsky. We brought back Graham Glasgow. Graham Glasgow. There we go. We brought back quite a few people. Uh-oh. And we lost Jamal Williams. DJ Chark, critical component to this offense. If he doesn't come back, we've got to replace him through the draft. What is the holdup? Okay, so it looks like the consensus is yes. We have yes, 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 yes. Why? Ryan says Wagner draft Clark's replacement. I think DJ Chark, as much as I want Bobby Wagner, I would prefer DJ. I would prefer DJ because of the fact that Jared Goff is comfortable with DJ Chark. They have chemistry. Not to say that he can't get comfortable with a rookie. We saw this offense clicking at the end of the season. Goff to Chark was the pass, was the connection that not only ended the Packers season, It gave us a better record than the Green Bay Packers, but it also was the catalyst that sent Aaron Rodgers allegedly to the New York Jets. Because y'all eating that up, and I'm not eating it up till it's done. That meat right there is still dripping. It's still pink on the inside, like red. It'll be well done when his behind is officially out of here. DJ Chark, could this be a move, this Jack Fox move, this Romeo Okwara move? Is this a move to bring back Chark? That's the question. Now, in my opinion, there's only 3 moves that the Detroit Lions need to make, and I'm happy. Backup quarterback, 1 linebacker, and 1 wide receiver. I want to see Carson Wentz, Bobby Wagner, DJ Chark. That happens, A+. Right now, we're sitting at a solid B+. So we're talking about $11 million that were freed up. Now, I need a website with up-to-the-minute salary cap. Because according to Spot Track, as of 3:23 p.m. March 20th, the Detroit Lions currently have $15,699,341 in cap space. But I don't think that's right. I do not believe that is right. Because I don't think Gardner is on there. I don't think the restructure is on there. So what is the consensus for Chark? It looks like it's yes. I want DJ Chark to return because I need that connection to stay steady. We talked about Goff and how comfortable you need everything around him. And he showed you what he can be when you do that. And what he can be is a Pro Bowl quarterback. What he can do is lead a top 5 offense. What he can do is not throw an interception for 9 games. His last turnover was an exchanged handoff in Carolina. And that game, we just want to forget about that whole thing. Me, I would love to see him back. I know he's testing the market, but that doesn't always turn out the right thing to do. And hopefully today we're getting something that Chark is returning. Okay, so I missed everything. I have no idea what's happening because I try to not look in the comment section. I try to point out. I try to pick comments that are relevant to what I'm talking about so I don't get confused. I don't know what the pink poop was. I just got tired of looking at it, so I have no idea, Mr. Pocket Hercules, what's going on. I just got tired of looking at it. Perry says, I don't want Chark back. I think Johnson from TCU would be good with Goff. Okay, and Quentin Johnston goes where? Where does he go? Chark will stunt Jamo's growth. We need to make sure he's getting the ball. See, Fearless, I disagree with that statement. I don't buy that at all. At all. One bit. Everyone. Why have one good receiver when you can have 2? Jamo was the 12th pick in the NFL draft. Jamo will be just fine. We just got finished talking about him. Right? The man is going to be all right, y'all said. Jamo will be just fine. Does Brad draft Carter? I don't know. DJ and Goff just got chemistry last season. I think he coming back will be a great re-sign. Yeah, I don't know what y'all freaking out about. Oh, hold on. I want to show y'all something. What I want to get. Let me see if I can find this picture. But in the meantime, there was something else I wanted to talk about because the Lions, they just shot up in to me, like in the eyes of the NFL. They really did. If you haven't seen CJ Gardner-Johnson's, which I'm sure you have, but his segment on Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions YouTube channel, make sure you check it out. It is fantastic. I love the young kid. Now this is, I will say this, and I will say this in defense of J-Mo. It sounds like CJ was a bit immature as well. He talked about how he grew up between year 1 and year 4. That's the stuff I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that there is growth. Growth is needed. And although I don't disagree with what J-Mo said, J-Mo been a Detroit Lion for a year. I've been a fan my entire life. I'm tired of disrespect. I'm sick of it. So I'm with him. We got some sad news, man. Some sad news on Saturday. And that is Lance Reddick passed away at 60 years old. I'm a gamer, so I remember him from Horizon, the Horizon games. I know he was in the John Wick movies. I haven't seen any John Wicks, but I have seen Lance. Passed away of natural causes. And that's something scary. Natural causes at 60. Seemed like natural would be 80, 85. But to pass away at 60, man, is very scary. It really is. Mr. Poole says he was Commander Zavala in... Oh, he was in Destiny too, bro? Wow, man. I just could not get into Destiny, man. I remember I worked at Best Buy when it came out, and we did a midnight release. And we snatched that joint up. And I remember getting home. It was like, I know you love Destiny, bro, but I was not impressed. And I've not played it since. But, yeah, Lance Reddick, man. That's going to be tough. That is going to be tough. But 60 years old, man, that's young. He hadn't even started getting wrinkly yet. Yeah, that's tough. But, also I wanted to tell y'all this too. See, I'm about the people, always have been, right? If you go to the ATM and your card has the tap feature, try using it, okay? And even if it doesn't and you are at the ATM, I want you to be very cautious of your surroundings. I want you to don't be relaxed. I want you to pay attention. Pay attention. There's a new hustle out here, and I want to bring it to your attention. People are putting glue in the slot for you to slide your card in. They tell you that you have to use the tap. Now, at your bank, I want you to make sure that when you are done with your transaction and the bank asks you, are you done? That you say yes. Because with some banks, when you use the tap feature, they will let you continue the transaction without re-entering your card or the PIN. You just get to keep going. Now, I tested this out at Bank of America, and Bank of America is on it. They do not let that happen. You have to re-enter your card and your PIN. They don't let that happen, okay? But there's a hustle. But there is something else going on, too. And yes, this is my show. I can do whatever I want. I'm about the people. When you take money out the ATM, yes, we still use paper money. Make sure you watch everything. Watch people following you. I know it's sad, but we have to do it. A lady was vandalized a couple weeks ago and is paralyzed. They followed her 24 miles. They followed her 24 miles and assaulted her 24 miles later when she was unexpecting. So it might not happen at the bank. So please watch your surroundings, y'all. Especially if you take money out the bank. All right? So, let's get back to the show. CJ Gardner-Johnson says it's going down. It's going down. I like this kid, man. SW Lion says each day that goes by, DJ is going to make less and less with whoever he signs with. And that, Nick, you stupid, bro. And that's what I respect about Brad. So we talked about the villain. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to think outside of the box here, and I want to see what the chat in the comment section has to say. First of all, I'm going to say this again. Woolworth Sports, we coming, all right? But I want y'all to think about this. Brad Holmes, he went to the NFL Combine. He was on Good Morning Football, and he had on a shirt, said villain. Said villain. We've been trying to make out, what does that mean? It had a Lions logo on it. Are the Lions becoming villains? Why is he wearing a villain shirt? And we've been talking about this for 2 weeks. What does it mean? What could it mean? Let me ask you this. Did you ever think that it meant he wasn't the villain of the NFL? That the Detroit Lions aren't the villain of the NFL? He said it was with the coaches and stuff. But this could be not only an alternative, but an outside the box thinking as well. Yes, he could have meant villain. That put some respect on our name. We tired of getting overlooked, right? Seattle, y'all kept us out the playoffs, all that nonsense. He also could have meant this. Brad Holmes is all out of bubble gum. What do I mean by that? This guy ain't playing around. Jamal Williams' agent, him or his agent, and Jamal, stop talking bad about my city, bro, because that love can diminish real quick. Jamal and or his agent played chicken, and Brad had chicken wings. Had a big fat breast. Had some Buffalo Wild Wings. Had some First We Feast Hot Wings Challenge. He ain't need no milk. He ain't need no water. Played chicken. He had chicken for lunch. Woke up signed CJ Gardner-Johnson last night while everybody was prepping for work. Braylon with the dono says it means no more Mr. Nice Lions. We coming for everyone's neck. I like that. I like that. I like you and I want you, okay? But check this out. We get a safety that's all out of bubble gum. We get a cornerback that's all out of bubble gum. We get a running back that's all out of bubble gum. And he restructured Romeo, saved $10 million. He restructured Jack Fox. They took a hit for the team. We appreciate you. What if Brad Holmes is saying, I'm the villain because I'm all out of bubble gum? I'm just saying, right? This guy here is not playing around. Maybe the villain, it was for the NFL too, but maybe he embraced the villain role himself and said, we coming. And in order for us to get here, I'm glad I didn't word that differently. In order for us to arrive at our destination, I got to make the hard decisions. And hard decisions is if you play chicken, I'm gonna have chicken breast. DJ Chark, it's been a week, big dog. You said you wanted to come back. Now it came out that Brad Holmes gave Jamal Williams' agent a deadline. He missed it. Oh well, we moved on. And David Montgomery, he a dog too. He's a dog too, okay? I meant to make a video about this, and I still might. David Montgomery, Swift better be careful. I know he said Swift was a dog, but I'll say that for another video. Could Brad Holmes be not the hero we need right now, but the one we deserve? Therefore, he's a villain. I did that. You'll sick the dogs on me. I did those things. You'll hunt me. You'll chase me. Could Brad Holmes have lived enough live long enough to become the villain. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now, I just got a question from Stanley. Says, why am I not talking about Jack McQuaid? Because he's a long snapper, and I didn't even know who it was, Mr. Poole. I said, who? Mr. Poole was like, the long snapper. I was like, oh, always use a long snapper. Never can have too many of them. Brad, yes, we got, and he put it in caps. Stanley, I get you, bro. Stanley came in with all capitals. Said, why aren't you talking about the signing of Jake McQuaid? Because nobody knew who he was. That's why. But yes, that was a great addition. That's a good question. You only need one, Braylon. So I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Brad Holmes is the hero who turned villain when his heroics were unappreciated. I'd rather play villain than victim. Hey, Larry, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Yes. If y'all, listen, we've been on for like an hour and a half. Oh, my God. Dang, we've been going, oh, my God. Time really does fly when you're having fun. We've talked about all that, though. We've talked about the backup quarterback. We've talked about CJ. We talked about the villain. We talked about everything. And we're going to talk about more. But I'll just leave y'all with this, man, as we wrap up today's show. Brad Holmes is not done yet. The defense is very much improved. Brad Holmes is all out of bubblegum, man. It really is. And don't be surprised if a move is made very, very soon. Because the free agent pool is winding down. I truly believe that we will hear something about DJ Chark. And here's my opinion on DJ Chark. DJ Chark, he better be careful, man, because Brad Holmes is not shy of moving on. Okudah to be cut soon due to secondary upgrades. Rainbow Girl, I would say no. Because we need depth back there. And Amani is no longer on our team. And Okudah is. So I think he stays. But this time next year, we could be having a different conversation. We could sign Sutton got a 3-year deal, so he's here. Mosley could very well outplay Okudah this year. Okudah's still on our team regardless, and Mosley won't be. But we could have a situation where, I mean, we've already went over Jeff Okudah's stats, okay? And or not his stats, but his financials. And let's just put it like this: there have been first-round picks that have been cut in their rookie contract. We had one on our team last year. Now he wasn't drafted 3rd overall. He was in his late 20s. But Mike Hughes was a first-round pick in 2017. 18, somewhere around there. And the Lions were his 3rd team. His 3rd team. Yes, Nick says Panthers did sign Adam Thielen, but they're still interested in Chark. My thing is, what are we waiting on? What is he waiting on? Is it a bidding war? Because Brad doesn't seem to be the guy that's going to be in a war with you. Yep, they paid Adam Thielen, who is considerably older than DJ Chark. 3 years, $25 million with $14 guaranteed. And they still want DJ. And if they paid Adam that money, you know DJ gonna want it too. Man, this thing keeps falling. But listen, we gonna be on. Oh, Aaron says Jeff Okudah is the Kwame Brown of our team. The Darko Milicic. How about that one? Thielen. Adam Thielen. Man, get up out of here. Talking about what? The Carolina Panthers could win it all. Would you stop? Come on, man. That's one thing about Lions fans. We don't do that. We don't do that, man. Our expectations are very subdued, if you ask me. Lord have mercy. All right, so let's do this. We'll do this, and then we will wrap up the show, all right? Because I think this is... Because don't forget, Nick will be on tomorrow. David is still on hiatus. And it's just me and Nick holding it down right now. Okay. So, you know what? I'll save that for a different show. But you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you. It's all love. Jameson Williams has to grow up. That's it. As my dad used to say, end of discussion. He's still a dog, and he's still on my team. Elevated Cinch, you late, bro. No, my longest show, bro, was Friday. We was on for 2.5 hours. I will see y'all on Wednesday. Don't forget to tune in to Detroit Lions Syndicate for breaking news, man, and everything Detroit Lions. I will see y'all soon. Go Lions, baby.
Hello, hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet.